There are days when life feels like a battlefield. No swords, no shields, just thoughts. They come without warning, whispering doubts, feeding fears, dragging you into storms that don't exist. You wake up, and before you've even touched the world, your mind has already chosen chaos. It replays mistakes, predicts disasters, and questions your worth. You try to quiet it, but the more you fight it, the louder it becomes. The truth is, most people never lose to the world. They lose to their own mind. But what if the mind could be trained? What if calm wasn't something you waited for, but something you built? The Stoics knew that the mind is the true battlefield. They lived in a world of war, betrayal, exile, yet they discovered a strength that no chaos could shake. Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the greatest empire in history, wrote these words while surrounded by enemies. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That sentence is not philosophy. It is survival. The Stoics trained their minds the way warriors train their bodies, through discipline, through self-awareness, through acceptance of what cannot be changed. They didn't aim to escape chaos, they aimed to remain calm within it. Because chaos is not a storm outside you, it's the storm you allow to live within, Seneca once wrote. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. He understood what most still don't, that fear is a fiction we choose to believe, and belief, like any habit, can be unlearned. Training the mind doesn't begin with knowledge. It begins with silence. It begins when you stop trying to control the world and start mastering your perception of it. The Stoics taught three disciplines: control, perception, and will. They are the tools for building an unshakable mind. Control, the art of focusing only on what is yours. Perception, the ability to see clearly without distortion. Will, the strength to accept and endure what life brings. These three pillars built empires within men. They created peace where others saw pain, clarity where others saw confusion. And that is where your training begins. You cannot control every thought, but you can train which ones you listen to. You cannot erase chaos, but you can learn to walk through it without losing yourself. Calm is not a gift. It is a skill. It's something you sharpen, like a blade of wisdom forged in fire. So today, as we begin this journey together, remember this: you are not here to escape the storm. You are here to become still within it, because the Stoic mind is not unfeeling. It feels everything, but is mastered by nothing. And once you learn to rule your thoughts, nothing in this world will ever rule you again. Before you can master your mind, you must first see it clearly. You cannot train what you do not understand. Most people move through life in noise, endless motion, constant distraction, always reacting, never observing. They think, but do not know what they are thinking. They feel, but cannot name what they feel. The Stoics began every lesson with this. Awareness, the art of noticing the mind in motion. Epictetus taught, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of things. He wasn't warning against life's pain. He was revealing the secret behind it. It is not the event that breaks you. It is the story you tell yourself about it. The Stoic mind observes that story as it unfolds. When anger rises, it asks, why? When fear whispers, it listens, but does not bow. When sadness lingers, it studies the reason beneath it. The untrained mind reacts. The trained mind reflects. Awareness is the first weapon in the Stoics' arsenal. It turns invisible thoughts into visible patterns. It gives shape to the chaos. And once you can see the storm, you can learn to walk through it. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily each night. He would write in his journal not about others, but about himself. He would record every reaction, every thought, every emotion that had ruled him that day. He was not chasing perfection. He was chasing clarity. Because the Stoic knows, you cannot command a mind you cannot see. So he trains himself to become the watcher, to stand one step behind his own thoughts, calmly observing, never judging. You can do the same. The next time your mind starts spiraling, pause, watch, breathe. Don't say, I'm angry, say, anger is here. Don't say, I'm anxious. Say, anxiety has entered the mind. It may sound simple, but this shift changes everything. Because when you create distance between you and your thoughts, you stop being a prisoner to them. You realize the truth that Stoics lived by. You are not your emotions. You are not your fears. You are not even your thoughts. You are the one who sees them. You are the quiet witness behind the noise. Epictetus told his students, remember, it is not events that disturb you, but your judgments about them. To live with awareness is to reclaim your power. It's to see anger and choose patience, to see fear and choose courage, to see temptation and choose virtue. This is how the Stoic begins his training, not by fighting the mind, but by observing it. Because observation dissolves illusion. The moment you truly see a thought, it loses its grip tree. And next time your heart races, or your mind drags you into worry, pause and ask, is this under my control? If the answer is yes, act. If the answer is no, release it. That simple awareness will do what no amount of force can. It will bring peace. For the Stoic, awareness is not weakness. It is mastery in silence. It is seeing clearly while the world spins blind. And that is the first step in training the mind to observe without being pulled, to feel without drowning, to think without being trapped. The more you practice awareness, the stronger your perception becomes. And when perception sharpens, you begin to see life differently, not as chaos to escape, but as a practice to master. This is where the Stoic's second lesson begins. Perception. Because awareness is seeing your thoughts. Perception is seeing the world. The Stoics believed that the way you see determines the way you live. And so, in the next part, you will learn how the Stoic reshapes the world through perspective. How to see pain as training, failure as direction, and chaos as the greatest teacher of all. There are two ways to look at life: as something that happens to you, or as something that happens for you. The Stoic chooses the second, because perception is not just sight, it is interpretation. It's the story the mind tells itself about what it sees. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Think about that. You can't always change what happens, but you can always change how you see it. That is the second Stoic discipline, perception, to the untrained mind. Every obstacle is an enemy. Every delay is punishment. Every challenge is unfair. But to the Stoic, these are all teachers in disguise, Seneca said. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. The Stoic learns to look at pain and ask, what is this here to teach me? He looks at failure and says, this is how I learn resilience. He looks at loss and whispers, this too is life, and I will face it with dignity. Because perception is power. The moment you reframe an experience, you change its meaning, and meaning shapes everything. The Stoics didn't avoid pain, they trained in it. They saw every hardship as a chance to practice their philosophy. When anger rose, they practiced patience. When insult came, they practiced humility. When fear appeared, they practiced courage. And each time they practiced, the mind grew calmer. Marcus Aurelius ruled during plague, war, and betrayal. And yet, his diary is filled not with bitterness, but with reflection. He wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Those words are the foundation of Stoic strength. They mean that obstacles are not interruptions to life. They are life. Every challenge is a chance to practice the virtues you claim to believe in. You say you want patience. Life will send people to test it. You say you want peace. Life will bring chaos to prove it. You say you want courage. Then fear must appear. The Stoic doesn't curse these moments. He welcomes them. Because he knows the mind is strengthened not in comfort, but in confrontation. When you face adversity through the lens of a Stoic, you stop asking, why me? And start asking, what now? You stop fighting what is and start shaping how you respond. And in that moment, your suffering begins to transform. You realize that life has never been against you. It has always been training you. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." So when you meet difficulty, don't shrink from it. See it for what it is, the forge where your mind is made strong. The untrained mind sees chaos and collapses. The Stoic mind sees chaos and creates calm, because it knows that everything is neutral until the mind labels it otherwise. This is the secret of perception. Reality is never as heavy as your judgment makes it. So train your perception to serve you, not destroy you. See beyond the surface, learn to find peace, even in pain, because every challenge you endure is carving the person you are meant to become. The Stoic mind does not resist the storm. It stands within it, seeing not destruction, but transformation, and when you can look at the storm and call it your teacher, you have already won. This is perception. The art of seeing clearly through the fog of emotion, the strength to find meaning in struggle, and the wisdom to realize that life is never against you. It is.